we have a TvT between vVvNGry and the blue Terran that I need to learn how to spell the name of immediately. TQYRUCC. He's a Terran and he is our blue player. There you go. Alright, so looking at the both players, neither player starting off anything unexpected. It looks like it's going to be Xel'Naga Caverns again. This time not the MLG variant of the map, but the traditional standard Blizzard version of the map. Angry building his first supply depot down over behind the gas here, which should create a solid wall here that will stop any sort of Hellions from getting into the mineral line. So he might be a little safer against Hellion drops. UCC going for the wall-in style supply depot, and it looks like he's going to go for a full wall-in actually. So he might be looking to go for something on the trickier side of things. Angry are all the way pulled back towards his command center, away from the ramp, which is traditional because you don't want siege tanks lined up along this side able to hit your production buildings. And UCC going for the very fast second supply depot here, so it looks like he's actually looking to hide something from Angry, or at least make him think something's being hidden. Still no gas for UCC, and there is gas now down for Angry, so looks like UCC might be going for either a fast command center it's too late on these barracks, so this is going to be a really fast command center coming out of UCC. And out of Angry, we still have nothing to really show us what his tech path is. Killing off the scouting SCV with his Marine. And still nothing. Angry taking the watchtower. A lot of minerals saved up for UCC. It looks like there will be a command center coming down off one barracks, no gas. And 100 gas just spent for Angry. It looks like he's placed a factory right next to his command center. And there's the command center for UCC. We have a second gas now going down for Angry, which probably means there's going to be a starport coming up. So we could see Banshees, which could do a ton of damage to UCC if he doesn't get the engineering bay down in time. Him taking his first and second gas now. SCV being chased back out again. Marines scouting around for any proxy buildings. That's like that move. Missed this whole area though, so that could have been a problem, but it won't be. Still nothing else. He's got 150 gas. We see a starport. There's a tech lab. Yep, this is starport, so we'll be seeing siege or some sort of drop play coming out of Angry, but this rally makes me think that this is probably just going to be a standard starport, nothing too fancy. And this tech lab here could be indicative of a siege tank. And we'll see. Up here comes a siege tank out for Angry. If we go back here, we've got a barracks and a factory coming out for UCC. Marines lined up at the top of the ramp for Angry, and this command center still has not done anything yet for UCC, so will it get scouted? And Angry has seen the command center finished for UCC. And it looks like there's a medevac now coming out for Angry, and that's going to give Angry the sign to push. And this is scan now coming down from UCC, so it'll be interesting to see if he can do any damage without siege tech. Not too many Marines yet, and it looks like he's going for a tech lab right next to the starport, so we might see a Banshee coming out of UCC as well, but this will end up hitting very, very late, and it might end up using up too much of his time without enough army. Will these two barracks be able to produce enough to hold off whatever hits from Angry? Or will Angry just kind of sit back and... yeah, it looks like Angry's going to try for something with the vision supplied by the medevac. That's a nice move, but using that cute medevac that he got, not quite for dropping, but instead to kill a supply depot. That's a lot of Marines for UCC. Angry needs to pull back. he saves the tank, but all of his Marines do die that were at that initial push, and he only has one barracks, so his Marine count is very important. But looks like there's just a siege tank coming out for UCC that is supply blocked now, partially because he lost this depot. And he has 2 depots being built right now. Alright, and siege check is about to now finish for UCC, which is, strangely enough, quite a bit after Angry's, which would have actually helped quite a bit in that initial push if he had delayed for that. Could have probably killed a lot more of those Marines than he did. Looks like UCC is going to use this siege tech with his siege tank and Viking for air control to keep the medevac back and try and pick off the siege tanks of Angry. It looks like Angry's going to move a tank back here to stop any sort of drop harass, which is a nice move. This will stop any Marines or Hellions from coming in as a drop, but it will weaken his front somewhat, and Angry might have picked a bad time on siege. No, okay, so UCC isn't going to push in. Both players on their second base now, both are orbital commands. And it looks like UCC is going up to 3 barracks now, getting stim as well. And if we check, looks like Angry is up to 3 barracks now and is getting a tech lab on this, also probably for stim. Looks like the Viking for UCC tried to sneak in and did some damage to the Viking coming out of Angry. Getting that first shot off can let it win the fight, but it looks like Angry's smart enough to land his Viking and then repair it. UCC has made no more Vikings so far, and it looks like both players are getting their first engineering bays right now. But it looks like the engineering bay for Angry will finish first, and he's going to get +1 weapon attack, but his stim will be done considerably later than UCC's, so there could be a timing attack coming. Because it looks like UCC is getting a lot of reactors, so in a couple of rounds he could have a huge Marine advantage over Angry. Angry getting up a couple of missile turrets on the side to deter or kill off any medevacs. Siege tank's still here, and he's actually looks like getting a couple of reactors out of Angry as well, but he's on less barracks right now. But he's going to go for a second factory. Goddamn, too many buildings at TvT. Looks like second engineering bay for UCC, so that'll let him actually catch up and surpass Angry in the upgrade count, unless Angry goes for an extra engineering bay of his own as well. Now the tech lab coming down over here, so it looks like we'll be seeing double siege tank production for Angry, who's up to 5 siege tanks for Angry, 4 for UCC. The command center is now finished for UCC, and it looks like he's looking to take the gold at this, because he's got this partial contain against Angry, who has not been able to kill his rocks this side or this side, and we have a drop now coming out for Angry. And it'll be good to see if this does any damage, because this sim for UCC is a little bit congested. It'll make it somewhat difficult for units to get back. Looks like Angry is actually going to push out to take down his destructible rocks, but there are 2 fairly scary armies out here for UCC. And it looks like UCC is going to do what he can to deny the third of Angry. Nice 2 supply depots back here for Angry. But the third is now up for UCC, which will get him way far ahead in the income, about 1,000 minerals a minute. And he's got these double upgrades as well as marine combat shields down for both players now, and it's turning this into a planetary fortress. And it looks like Angry's going to move into this siege tank here. Surrounded on all sides by the Marines, but it looks like the majority of his army might. The siege tank in siege position falls with his Marines hold. Looks like the Marines will fall, but the tanks will end up cleaning it up. The medevacs escape, but Angry down 20 supply now after that fight. And if we look, most of that supply is actually in workers right now for UCC, who's just way far ahead in the income. Mostly on the minerals, not so much on the gas, because he hasn't really filled up these gas geysers yet, but Angry has a lot of supply in Vikings, which UCC doesn't have. So it looks like the ground army of Angry is going to be slightly weaker, but then he's, 16 food supply down. So Angry is in a bit of a difficult position right here. He's falling behind in both income and army at the same time. UCC really just all he needs to do is wait. It looks like he's taking command center, getting a bunch more barracks.